What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Sabila speaking again. And I'm back with another markets breakdown. So, guys, we are going to start by just looking at what's happening in the indexes. Okay, so we have GBP index here, which is moving insane. As you can see, the market is really pushing to the downside. I believe there was some news on Friday, then the market just crashed. And then all of our setups went into take profit because of the news that came on Thursday and Friday. So we are bearish on the GBP index. And then checking on the Euro index, guys, we are also bearish. As you can see, the market is really pushing below the moving average. So we are going to be looking for short setups on Euro. And then the Swiss franc, we are buying the Swiss. As you can see that the market is pushing above the moving average. And then the US dollar index is also insane because the market just made a new high. Even if we just look at the previous high on the monthly time frame, this is the monthly time frame. We had a high here long time ago. I think it was year 2020, and then from there the market crashed, and then now we are making the new high. So on the US dollar, I'll be looking for buys opportunities only. Okay, then looking at the Canadian dollar here, guys, we are now making a fourth touch. I think it's a fourth touch. We had a first touch here, the second touch, and then third touch, fourth now. And then if you just look at this push, okay, let me just change. If you just look at this push here, this bullish engulfing candlestick here signifies to me that the market is now ready to push to the upside. Although it's not a clear uptrend so far, but once we see the market closing above this weekly key zone, then that's when I'll know for sure that we are really pushing to the upside. But for now, let's just wait for it, because the market, it may go down on Monday and make another retracement, and then from there it can start pushing to the upside. So I'll be looking for a buy in the middle of the week on Canadian dollar index. Then looking at the AUD index, we are really pushing to the downside. As you can see, the market is trading below this moving average here, and then the NZD is also crashing to the downside. As you can see, the market has been selling for how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 days. So I'm still looking for short opportunities on the NZD, and JPY is now pushing to the upside smoothly. Then I'll be looking for a buy on JPY pairs, because this is the index of JPY. So my strategy is mainly based on these currency indexes. Okay, no matter how beautiful the setup looks, but if the setup doesn't correspond with my indexes, then to me that is not a high probability setup. So what I normally do here, what I always do, no matter what I say, I look at the currency index that is buying, then I pair it with the currency index that is selling. For example, let's just maybe look at the pound. The pound is selling. Therefore, if I wanna take maybe, for example, GBP USD trade, I must make sure that the US dollar index is buying. Okay, the USD index must do the opposite of my base currency. So after I see that, then I go to my charts and then I look for a proper setup. Let's look at GBP USD. Sorry about that. So this is how I got a trade, guys. This is how I got a trade. Once I see that, okay, my indexes are like trading in the opposite direction, then I come in and look for break and a retest and then a continuation. So that is my whole strategy. Okay. So now let us just look at the setups that I believe that are going to take place this week. So we are going to start with the Euro Canadian dollar on the weekly time frame, because we really need to start on the high time frame to see what's happening on the bigger picture. So this is our weekly time frame. The market is crashing to the downside, and then looking at the daily time frame, the market is ranging here, as you can see. And then if we come here to the H4, yes, the market went up to complete this range, and then from there it just broken the trend line, because this was a clear uptrend. We had a first touch here, second touch here. In fact, we have multiple touches here, and then after that we saw a breakout. Now it's time for a pullback. Then we're going to be selling, and then keep in mind that the Euro index is selling and Canadian dollar index is showing some signs of buying. So that's why I'm so confident about this setup here, that I'll be looking for a short because of those reasons. Okay, imagine if maybe Euro index was buying and then Canadian dollar index was also buying. Then for me, this could have been an invalid setup. Okay, so yeah, I'll be entering somewhere here, and then stop loss maybe above this line, and then take profit at the monthly key zone here. And then if the market is really pushing, then I'll be expecting to see the market breaking this previous high here, previous low here, making a new low, because overall direction on the higher time frame, like the weekly time frame, I do believe that the market is going to continue selling. Okay, as you can see, the market is clearly selling here on the weekly time frame. So let's move on. Euro JPY. Remember, the Euro index is selling and then the JPY index is buying. So that's what we need to see. We need to see the base currency doing the opposite direction with the code currency. Okay. We want to see divergence. In other words, the other currency is supposed to buy and the other currency is supposed to sell. But if both currencies are selling, then the market is going to make a range. Or if both currencies are buying, the market is going to make a range. So we need to see the other one buying, the other one selling. Okay. So this is what we see on the weekly time frame. The market made a double top here, made a double top, and then that is a sign of a reversal. Then coming to the daily time frame, daily time frame, you can clearly see this double top formation. So we are gonna, if the market is going to complete this range, because this is now looks like a range. We had a touch here and then a push to the upside, downside, upside. Now we are anticipating a short, okay? The completion of this push to the downside like this. Then our main TP is going to be at this zone here. Then coming to the H4. The H4, that's when we look at the break and a retest. So I'll be waiting for a break, a clear breakout, and then a retest, and then a continuation pattern. So our entry points are going to be somewhere here, and then stop loss maybe here, and then take profit maybe here. But maybe this thing is going to retest the key zone of the weekly time frame. So we're going to be expecting roughly 500 pips on this setup if the market is going to play into our favor. But here we are just waiting for a break and a retest. Without a break and a retest, I won't be taking any positions here. So let us proceed, guys. Euro USD. Euro USD, keep in mind that we sold on Thursday. So we are holding a trade there. But I'll be also looking for other opportunities to scale in, to enter more positions while the market is moving towards our direction. So we are going to start on the weekly time frame just to see the overall direction. Here we can clearly see that the market is pushing to the downside. Even if we just remove these lines, you can clearly see reversal patterns here. The market made a push, then a pullback, made a push, then a pullback, and then now It's making another push. So we are really, really selling, guys. And this candlestick here, the bearish one, is to me, it signifies a strong push that is about to come. Okay, whenever you see an engulfing candlestick, you must expect a big push, a big movement. So now let's jump into the daily time frame. Daily time frame, before we were consolidating within this range here. And then from there, we broken, then we retested, and then that's when I decided to sell. If you can just look at our break and a retest on the H4, you can clearly see that we had a break here, break and a retest, retesting this previous support. We retested here, and then after that, we got an entry confirmation for a sell. We got something like a pin bar, a small pin bar, a small pin bar here, right here. You see this one. So that's when I decided to enter here. Stop loss was just above. Now I'm deep in profit. But while the market is moving towards our direction, keep in mind that the market is not going to move straight. It's going to move in waves. So we saw a push, a pullback. We entered here. And you saw another push. Now I'll be expecting a pullback. Then I'll enter here again. Then this is going to be my main take profit here. But if the market doesn't give us a pullback, then I will hold this trade because I'm having a trade here. So let's move on. And let's look what's happening on the gold. So gold, it's very easy to trade gold, guys. If you want to trade gold, you must focus on the US dollar index. If the US dollar index is buying, you must sell gold. If the US dollar index is selling, you must buy gold, okay? So we must do the opposite here. So here on gold, you can clearly see that the market is really falling. But looking at the high time frame, we were ranging. Okay, let's just look at the monthly. If we just look at the monthly time frame here, the market was ranging. And then after that, if we just look at the weekly time frame, the market was also within this range. We see a pushes to the downside, and this push, it even broken this strong key zone here. It broken it. Now it's time for a retest and then a continuation. So because the US dollar index on the other side is buying, I'm so confident to sell gold. Okay, so even if you just look at the daily on Friday here, we saw a clear breakout break. Now we're going to be waiting for a retest and then a continuation. Okay, so coming to the H4, you can clearly see that we do have a breakout, a clear one. And the break, then I'll be expecting a pullback. Then I'll enter somewhere around this zone, and then I'll be targeting 3 to 1 risk reward. Okay, 3 to 1. Yeah. So that's it on gold, guys. And then let's look at the AUD/USD. So this one I'm still holding a trade, but I want to see if there are opportunities to scale in or not. We're going to start on the weekly. So weekly time frame, guys, we can clearly see that the market is really bearish. If you just look at this high here, from this high, the market started, that's when the market started to sell. So my objective here is to see the market making something like a double bottom here. So that means from here to here, I'll be looking for a short and pullback, sell, pullback, sell, pullback, sell. Okay. So that is our long-term direction. So now if we just look at the daily, guys, the daily just broken this previous low. If we just maybe just change color. Yeah. We've broken the strong support zone here. We had a strong support zone here, and then here we broken it. So now it's time for pullback, sell, pullback, sell, pullback, sell. Okay. Then H4. So H4, that's when I got an entry here. I got an entry here on Thursday. I think it was on Thursday. If you can just confirm it with my VIP group. I do have a VIP group here, guys. That's when I send my signals. You can clearly see that last week we've made a lot of money compared to the previous week. So that was the setup here. That was the setup on AUD/USD. I told them to sell, and then the market really moved, really started to move. As you can see, started to move, and then I updated them to move stop loss to break even. So we've made a lot of profits last week because the news was really involved, and our indexes, guys, is always going to be in line with the news. It's not going to do the opposite. Okay, so we've made a lot of profit here. GBP, JPY, TP smashed. GBP Swiss franc, this one I was stopped at break even. GBP USD, TP smashed. This was Euro USD. This was the setup on Euro GBP. Even if you just look at the Euro GBP now, you can clearly see that the market really moved to the upside. Although I closed at break even because I saw some changes on my indexes, but for people who didn't close, they really made profit because I told them to buy previously, and then after I decided to close at break even. But this really tells you that the market really respects our strategy here. So we've made a lot of profit last week. As you can see, I even passed my FTMO challenge in just a single week. I was able to pass my FTMO challenge. On this account, I only needed 10% of 25K. I only needed 10%. So the market just moved into our direction, then I passed so easily. So let us look at another setup here. Euro USD. Okay, I think we spoke about Euro USD. Now let's talk about, okay, let's complete the analysis of AUD USD. Let's see some opportunities here. Here, guys, I think because this one is approaching our TP zone, this is going to be our TP here. So I won't be looking for entries, re-entries here after this break and a retest. I won't be looking for entries if the market pulls back like this, but I'll wait for a breakout of the monthly key zone, then a retest, then a continuation. So my entry is going to be somewhere here. Okay, but I'll keep holding this one as well. I'll keep holding it because long term I see opportunities for a long-term sell on AUD USD. Keep in mind that the indexes are also in line with our direction. Index of AUD is selling, and then the index of US dollar is buying. So we really need to see divergence there. We need to see the other currency buying, the other one selling, so that our trades are going to move smoothly to our direction. So now let's look at the NZD-USD. NZD-USD starting on the weekly. So NZD-USD is similar to AUD-USD in terms of the market structure. As you can see, now we are approaching this low here. So this is going to be our TP here. So coming to the daily is moving to the downside, and then the H4 made a breakout. We saw the market making a break. Now it's time for a retest, then a continuation. So I'll enter somewhere here, and then I'll be targeting the monthly key zone. So I don't care about this weekly key zone here. If I do see the market maybe making a choppy pullback like this, choppy, and then here I'll be waiting for a reversal candlestick, and then that's when I'll be selling. Okay. So, but if the market maybe make some changes along the way, then I won't be entering my trades. If I see some changes on my indexes before I enter, then I'll stop looking for opportunities in these trades. Because sometimes you might see me telling you that if it does this, I'll sell or buy. And then all of a sudden you see the index is changing direction, then I won't continue with my setups because, uh, once we see some changes on the indexes, then the market is really going to change directions. So keep in mind of that. AUD Canadian dollar. This is another new setup here, guys. If we just look at the daily time frame, you can clearly see that the market is making a downtrend. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is similar to NZUSD and AUDUSD. So long term, I'll be looking for a sell. And then short term, also a sell. AUD index is selling. Canadian dollar index is a little bit buying, as we spoke before. And then now, if the market is really going to push to the downside, this is going to be my main take profit here. So coming to the H4, on the H4, the market was making a pullback. A pullback. We can even draw this thing like this. Yeah, it was making a pullback, and then a breakout. So once the market makes a breakout, that's when I'll be interested to see what's going to happen next. So now it's time for a pullback. From there, I'll be looking for a sell. So this is going to be another good setup, but I'll really wait for an entry confirmation here. Something like a pin bar or a bearish engulfing. Then after I will take a sell. On this one, I won't be putting a pen in order. So let's look at the NZD Canadian dollar, starting on the weekly time frame. So this one is oversold. As you can see, the market has been selling on the weekly time frame. Then daily, the market is also breaking it's breaking this previous low here. The market just broken the previous low. So now we are really interested to look for short positions. So we got another breakout here again, broken, and now we are waiting for a retest and then a continuation. So NZD index, keep in mind that NZD index is selling, and then US dollar index is buying. No, we are I think we're talking about, yeah, NZD index is selling. I mean, AUD index is selling, and then Canadian dollar index is buying. So that's why this setup fits on my watch list. And then let's look at the NZD. Okay, I think I'm confusing myself here. We spoke about this one, we spoke about this one. Now it's time for AUD-JPY. AUD-JPY, long-term direction is a buy, but short-term is a sell. But if we just look at this bearish engulfing that we saw on Friday here, this signifies that the market is really interested to sell. So if we come to the daily, you can clearly see that the market is really making a range, and it's about to complete this range. It made a low here, a high here. Now it's time for a sell up until we reach this zone. So coming to the H4, that's when you look for breakouts. So on the H4, I'll be waiting for a clear breakout and then a retest and then a continuation. And then keep in mind that the AUD index is selling and the JPY index is buying. So that's what we need to see. We need to see currencies that are moving to the opposite direction. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it from my side. We are looking for how many setups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So far we are looking at 9 setups. But I know that maybe on Wednesday we might see some new setups, and we might see maybe these ones, some of them, they're not going to give us a pullback. Then once they don't give us a pullback, we won't be trading them. And if they give us, maybe let's say the market changes directions here on our indexes, we're also not going to trade them. We're going to be looking for other opportunities, because I know there are some pairs that are going to start to form beautiful setups in the middle of the week. So I'll be also be giving out those signals to my VIP subscribers. So if you are not a subscriber yet, make sure that you contact me. I'll leave my link below this video. And then, yeah, that's it from me. If you did enjoy this video, make sure that you like, because it boosts my views and everything. So make sure that you support the channel. Cheers.